He was only an early nascent soul cultivator, yet he escaped a divine sage, shook 2 continents and changed the fate of an entire war. If you enjoy my way of explaining and storytelling, don't forget to like and subscribe, it really motivates me to keep creating. A white-haired old man seated across from Lu Luo asked politely, "Brother Lu, have you received any news regarding Elder Han?" He was Xianxia, an early nascent soul cultivator and an elder of the Water Mirage sect under the Heavenly Tao Alliance. A long-time acquaintance of Lu Luo, he had arrived at Sky First City just the day before. After a brief pause, Lu Luo smiled faintly and replied, "There is no news for the time being. However, it seems Brother Shu has taken quite an interest in Brother Han." Xianxia chuckled, "Only naturally so. Judging by your tone, others must have asked the same question." "That is hardly surprising. Before arriving at Sky First City, I had already heard many rumors concerning fellow Taoist Han, Tskatiska, an early nascent soul cultivator, managing to escape the pursuit of a Mulan divine sage. Such a feat is far beyond what the likes of us could accomplish. Moreover, I also heard that fellow Taoist Han only condensed his nascent soul a few years ago. If that is true, then it is all the more astonishing." As Xianxia spoke, the surrounding cultivators exchanged glances and turned their curious gazes toward Lu Luo. All of them were keenly interested in any news regarding Han Li, especially the rumor that he was a newly ascended nascent soul cultivator, something none had yet confirmed. "That?" Lu Luo hesitated briefly. Then, recalling that this fact was already known to quite a few, he replied honestly, "It is true. Junior Marshal Brother Han is indeed a newly ascended nascent soul cultivator." The hall immediately stirred. Several people even gasped aloud. Xianxia's eyes lit up with admiration. To possess such formidable abilities at such a stage, Elder Han surely has great potential to advance to late nascent soul in the future. "Brother Lu, allow me to offer my congratulations. The Drifting Cloud sect is destined to flourish, and before long, a great cultivator will join the ranks of our Heavenly Tao Alliance." Many others echoed similar praise. Though Lu Luo felt a sense of pride, he still offered a few modest remarks in response. At that moment, a middle-aged man with thick, straight eyebrows frowned slightly and spoke. "Brother Lu, although Elder Han managed to escape a divine sage, I fear his injuries must have been severe. Otherwise, why has he yet to appear? Perhaps Brother Lu should dispatch some people to search for him. If manpower is lacking, I can send some disciples from my sect to assist." His tone was calm, almost indifferent. Lu Luo's heart tightened subtly at these words, but he quickly replied with composure, "I am not fully aware of his circumstances, but I am confident that he is merely recovering from his injuries in seclusion." Having lived for several centuries, Lu Luo could clearly perceive the envy hidden beneath the man's concern. This middle-aged cultivator was an elder of the Phoenix's Cry sect, the foremost sect within the Heavenly Tao Alliance, famed for its Tao companion cultivators who could rival even the 3 great cultivators of the Heavenly South. Their dominance within the Alliance stemmed from no small cause. Now, upon hearing that the Drifting Cloud sect might one day produce a late nascent soul cultivator, it was only natural that his mood soured. Yet his outward expression remained proper, leaving others little room to comment. Just as the atmosphere grew awkward, a streak of red light suddenly shot into the hall, startling everyone present. It circled once before flying directly toward Lu Luo. Surprised, Lu Luo waved his hand. The red light burst into a small flame and fell into his palm. After immersing his spiritual sense into it, delight instantly appeared on his face. "Junior Marshal Brother Han has entered the city," Lu Luo announced. "He is currently at our sect's encampment. I must take my leave." Suppressing his excitement with great effort, he offered a brief explanation before rushing out in a blur. The remaining cultivators were left momentarily stunned, each wearing a different expression. None of them had expected the legendary Elder Han to appear at this very moment. Xianxia stroked his beard thoughtfully, while the middle-aged man maintained a calm expression, though a trace of gloom could be discerned if one looked closely. Although Sky First City was newly constructed, it served as the central encampment for the 4 superpowers, each occupying a designated section. The central district was public territory where several famous vagrant cultivators resided. The Heavenly Tao Alliance occupied the western section. The Drifting Cloud sect held an area of roughly 5 acres at the southernmost edge, housing over 200 disciples, 7 at core formation stage, the rest at foundation establishment. This constituted the bulk of the sect's strength. At this moment, Han Li sat calmly on a wooden chair in the main hall of the Drifting Cloud sect's encampment, resting his chin in one hand. Standing beside him were two core formation cultivators, the Fire Cloud Mountain Lord, an elderly man dressed in red, and the White Phoenix Mountain Lord, the woman surnamed Song. Both waited respectfully at his side, though complex expressions occasionally surfaced on their faces. Lu Luo hurried into the hall and immediately spotted Han Li. His face lit up with joy as he approached. "Junior Marshal Brother Han, you finally returned. It's been over half a year since we last met. You had me truly worried." Han Li stood and returned the smile. "I apologize for causing concern. My vitality was injured, so I had no choice but to recuperate in seclusion. Still, I heard that Soaring Heaven's city has fallen, and I was worried about you as well. It's good that nothing serious happened," Lu Luo replied with relief. Then he glanced around the hall, frowning slightly. Where are the other martial nephews? Why haven't they come to greet you?" The red-robed elder replied respectfully. "Reporting to Martial Uncle, the others are currently on rotation duty." Lu Luo's expression relaxed. "Ah, I see. Then it can't be helped." Han Li smiled faintly. "Upon returning, I discovered that I've become rather famous. Could you tell me about the rumors? There seem to be quite a few." Lu Luo chuckled. "I was just about to speak with you about that." He then glanced at the two core formation cultivators. "You may withdraw. I wish to speak privately with your martial uncle Han." Neither dared disobey and quickly departed. As the woman surnamed Song left, she cast another glance at Han Li before exiting. Han Li noticed the look and felt mildly puzzled, but chose not to dwell on it. Ever since she had seen him, her expression had seemed hesitant, as if she wished to say something but could not bring herself to speak. Though this intrigued Han Li, he had no intention of pressing the matter. Once they were alone, Lu Luo gave a bitter smile. "Junior Martial Brother, you've gone to great lengths to hide your true abilities from Senior Martial Brother Cheng and me. Why didn't you inform us earlier?" Han Li shook his head helplessly. "Senior Martial Brother Lu knows well that I condensed my nascent soul only a few years ago. Wouldn't it have sounded boastful for me to speak of any great abilities?" Lu Luo laughed, wearing an odd smile. "Enough. There's no need for such modesty. Even if it was our enemies who evaluated you, their assessment shouldn't be far off. Still, what truly surprised Senior Martial Brother Cheng and me was how you managed to spirit away that female nascent soul cultivator from the Masked Moon sect. You have our sincere admiration." Han Li's expression shifted. "What? You've already seen Wana?" Seeing his concern, Lu Luo beamed. "Indeed. Fairy Nangong explained everything to Senior Martial Brother Cheng. There's no need to worry." Han Li frowned slightly. "Senior Martial Brother Lu means—" Lu Luo blinked, then said cheerfully, "Ah, so you still don't know. Several months ago, the Masked Moon sect suddenly announced that Fairy Nangong suffered inner demon backlash and passed away, dissolving her engagement with Wei Liken of the Flowing Mind sect. Senior Martial Brother Cheng has since recognized Wana as his sworn sister and intends for the two of you to become Dao companions. What do you think, Junior Martial Brother Han?" Han Li was completely stunned. "Wana became Senior Martial Brother Cheng's sworn sister." "Exactly. Once the spell warriors are repelled, we will openly hold your Dao ceremony. Even if doubts arise later, the matter will already be settled. Who would dare offend the entire Heavenly Dao Alliance? Even Wei Wuya himself would be forced to turn a blind eye given our alliance during the war. Besides, your own reputation now speaks for itself. The Flowing Mind sect and the Masked Moon sect will most likely let the matter rest." Han Li fell silent, his expression complicated. After a soft sigh, he said slowly, "For my affairs, I have caused both Senior Martial Brothers much trouble. I will remember this kindness." Lu Luo felt greatly relieved. He and Senior Martial Brother Cheng had invested significant effort in securing Han Li's loyalty. With those words, it would be nearly impossible for Han Li to be drawn away to Yellow Maple Valley. With an intimate smile, Lu Luo continued, "We regard you as one of our own, not an outsider. Ah yes, Fairy Nangong was deeply worried when she heard you went missing and wished to rush here herself. It took considerable effort for Senior Martial Brother Cheng to restrain her. After all, many cultivators from the Flowing Mind sect and Masked Moon sect are stationed here, and until your Dao ceremony is held, it's best she remain unrecognized. As for Junior Martial Brother Han's concubine, I've already had her escorted back to the sect." The coming battles will be far too dangerous. Han Li felt a trace of unease at the thought of Mu Peiling and Nangong Wan meeting one another. However, he merely offered a few words of thanks to Lu Luo and did not dwell on the matter further. Lu Luo then asked, "What does Junior Marshal Brother Han plan to do next? According to our previous arrangements, you are no longer required to participate in upcoming battles due to your prior contributions. However, a few days ago, the righteous Dao Devil, Dao Nine Nations Union, and our Heavenly Dao Alliance convened to discuss countermeasures for the war. Junior Marshal Brother Han was brought up during the meeting. Since you were able to instantly slay a black-robed spell warrior, your techniques should be particularly effective against the others of their kind. As such, they hope that you will take part in the coming battles." Lu Luo hesitated slightly before continuing. The representatives of the Heavenly Dao Alliance also believe that Junior Marshal Brother Han would be an invaluable military asset, and that it would be regrettable if not unacceptable should you abstain from the war. That is, to Lu Luo's surprise, Han Li showed no anger at all. Instead, he let out a cold smile and replied, "I find it acceptable to continue fighting. If the Heavenly South were truly occupied by the Mulan, it would bring no benefit to our drifting cloud sect either. However, how will the previous agreement be handled? Surely it cannot simply be brushed aside with empty words." Lu Luo gave a bitter smile. "Of course not. In addition to your earlier merits slaying the black-robed cultivator and exposing the Mulan spy, the Alliance has promised to honor any conditions you raise, provided you continue to fight in this war. As long as your requests are feasible, they will do their utmost to satisfy them as compensation." Han Li's expression flickered briefly, but he remained composed. "Willing to compensate me, you say? That is easy enough to promise. Still, I would prefer to discuss the specifics directly with whoever is in charge." Lu Luo smiled. "That would be best. I was just about to bring you to meet the acting leaders of the Heavenly Dao Alliance. As long as your conditions are not excessive, they should be agreeable." Han Li smiled faintly. "Rest assured, Senior Marshal Brother Lu, I have no intention of overreaching or placing you in a difficult position." Seeing that Han Li understood the limits of propriety, Lu Luo felt relieved and laughed. "Junior Marshal Brother jests. There is no need to consider my feelings. Opportunities like this, when those old fellows show such generosity, are rare. You should not hold back." Han Li merely gave a mysterious smile and said nothing further. Soon after, Lu Luo led Han Li out of the drifting cloud sect's encampment and headed straight toward the Heavenly Dao Alliance's official hall. As they walked, Lu Luo explained the acting leadership of our Heavenly Dao Alliance consists of several elders from major sects rotated every 10 years. Naturally, this rule does not apply to the three founding sects, the Ancient Sword Sect, the Phoenix Cry Sect, and the Sailing Boundaries Study. In truth, these three hold the greatest influence over the Alliance. Among them, the Phoenix Cry Sect stands slightly above the other two. You should be familiar with fellow Taoists Feng Bing and Long Han, the Dao companions capable of contending with a late nascent soul cultivator. It is thanks to them that we are able to rival the other three factions. However, only fellow Taoist Long Han has appeared. Elder Feng Bing entered seclusion immediately upon arriving at Skyfirst City. It seems she is at a critical juncture in cultivating some secret technique. As long as Junior Marshal Brother Han speaks reasonably with the acting leaders present, they should be willing to agree. I should also mention that Elder Long Han is currently one of the three acting leaders stationed here. Some of this information was new to Han Li. He simply nodded, listening quietly. The Heavenly Dao Alliance's official hall stood in the central district of the western sector of the city. After a short walk, the two arrived before an imposing stone hall surrounded by numerous towers. Recognizing Lu Luo, the Foundation establishment cultivators guarding the hall saluted respectfully. One of them stepped forward and asked, "Greetings, Senior Lu. Which elders have you come to see? And may I ask who this senior is?" The guard's expression turned hesitant when he saw Han Li's unfamiliar face. Lu Luo replied calmly, "This is my fellow sect Elder Han. I have come to see Elder Long and the others." "Ah, Senior Han." The guard was visibly startled. His gaze toward Han Li immediately became far more respectful. "Please wait a moment. The elders are currently in discussion. I will report your arrival at once." He swiftly took out a sound transmission talisman, whispered a message into it, and tossed it into the air. The talisman transformed into a streak of red light and flew into the hall. Moments later, 3 clear chimes rang out. Upon hearing them, the guards immediately bowed. Please enter seniors. The elders are aware of your arrival." Lu Luo nodded and strode into the hall. Han Li followed calmly behind him. After passing through several corridors, Lu Luo led Han Li into a side chamber where 6 nascent soul cultivators were seated. When the two entered, all 6 turned their gazes toward them. Most of their attention, however, was focused on Han Li, each wearing an expression of keen interest. Though all present possessed extraordinary cultivation, Han Li's eyes were drawn to the middle-aged man seated at the center. He wore grey robes, had an unusual appearance and broad build, and his cultivation was at the very peak of mid-nascent soul stage, far beyond ordinary cultivators at that level, only a single step away from late nascent soul. Han Li's heart trembled slightly. He immediately realized that this man was Long Han of the Phoenix Cry sect. With such profound cultivation, it was no wonder he and his Dao companion were said to rival late nascent soul cultivators. Han Li had once suspected the rumors were exaggerated. Now he realized they were not exaggerated at all. Breaking the silence, the middle-aged man stood and smiled. With a salute, he said, "Brother Lu, this must be Elder Han of your sect. Over the past few days, we have heard much of your thunderous reputation." Han Li returned the salute and smiled faintly. "So you are Long Han? I have long heard of your illustrious name as well." An old man with a pale complexion seated beside Long Han chuckled and said half-jokingly, "If we speak of reputation, then recently fellow Taoist Han's fame far surpasses our own. You have truly brought honor to our heavenly Tao alliance." Han Li glanced at him and replied politely, "This fellow Taoist speaks with humor. May I know your name?" Before the old man could answer, Lu Luo quickly introduced him. "Junior Marshal Brother Han, this is Brother Quang of the Sailing Boundaries study. His heavenly earth arts have shaken the continent for several hundred years." Han Li was visibly astonished. "So it is Brother Quang. I have long held you in great admiration." These words were sincere. Brother Quang was indeed a legendary figure, second only to Long Han and his Dao companion within the Heavenly Dao Alliance. Elder Cheng of the Drifting Cloud sect had mentioned him many times before. Han Li had not expected to meet him in person so soon. Lu Luo then introduced the remaining cultivators. Though none stood out as much, Han Li took particular note of the ancient sword sect elder, an ugly man surnamed Tian. After the introductions concluded, everyone took their seats. Long Han smiled calmly and spoke first. "Since fellow Taoist Han has come to the official hall, you are no doubt aware of our wish for you to continue participating in the war. It is true that we broke our earlier promise. However, with the war approaching, your abilities are of immense importance to the Heavenly South. We had little choice. As compensation, we are prepared to offer materials, medicinal pills, and other resources. If fellow Taoist Han is still unwilling, we can continue discussions. As long as your requests are within the Alliance's means, we will not refuse." As expected of the one who presided over the Heavenly Dao Alliance, Long Han took the initiative to apologize before Han Li even voiced his concerns, leaving little room for objection. Yet Han Li had never been truly angered. Having already escaped from the pursuit of a Mulan divine sage, he was confident in his ability to preserve his life even if a battle turned dire. With no fear for his survival, he felt little resentment. On the contrary, he saw this as a rare opportunity. After a moment of thought, Han Li spoke frankly. "Since Brother Long has spoken thus, I will not object to continuing the fight. I understand that this war concerns the survival of the Heavenly South. However, there are certain things I require from the Heavenly Dao Alliance. I will take this opportunity to state them plainly." His tone was calm and direct. He knew these old eccentrics valued straightforwardness far more than empty courtesy. As expected, his candor left a favorable impression. Brother Quang in particular smiled broadly and said, "Fellow Taoist Han's directness is most to my liking. Please speak your conditions. I am quite curious." Long Han's expression flickered subtly before settling into a quiet smile. The others also turned their attention fully to Han Li. Han Li said calmly, "My request is simple. I wish to draw upon the Alliance's resources to help me locate a certain type of tool refinement material. I will not conceal this item is extremely important to me. If the Alliance can gather these materials before the grand battle, I will have far greater confidence in dealing with the black-robed spell warriors." Tool refinement materials. The cultivators exchanged glances, none appearing surprised. They all knew that truly precious materials were rare and difficult to obtain, and it was only natural that Han Li would seize this opportunity to pursue them. Lu Luo wore a thoughtful expression upon hearing Han Li's request, as if faintly recalling something. Long Han slowly asked, "What material is it that fellow Taoist Han seeks?" "Please speak plainly. I require auric essence to refine my magic treasure." "The more the better," Han Li replied calmly. "Rest assured I am willing to exchange items of equal value. I have no intention of taking it for free. The Alliance need only use its resources to help me gather auric essence, or at the very least, locate information regarding its whereabouts. Having repeatedly failed to obtain sufficient auric essence to complete the aureate sword formation, Han Li had long felt deeply frustrated. Now that such an opportunity had presented itself, he intended to make full use of it. Auric essence. Everyone present revealed expressions of unconcealed shock. Though they had expected something extraordinary, perhaps even the famed honed gold, they were still stunned to hear the name of such a heaven-defying material. Old man Kuang frowned slightly, a puzzled look appearing on his face. "Fellow Taoist, Han, does the magic treasure you wish to temper truly require such a large quantity of auric essence? You must know that even a small amount can greatly enhance a treasure's power. Adding too much will not produce further effects." Han Li replied evenly, "That is of no concern. I am already aware of this. I merely wish to ask whether the Alliance can gather a certain quantity of it." Long Han shook his head and sighed. "Since fellow Taoist Han is willing to trade fairly, we can certainly instruct our people to keep an eye out and gather information on auric essence if possible. However, items of this sort are almost always consumed immediately once acquired. From your words, it seems you require a great deal. I fear this will be extremely difficult. Even if information surfaces, those who possess auric essence are unlikely to disclose it, as they would wish to use it themselves. That is precisely why only such a small amount appeared at the recent trade meet." Hearing this, Han Li's heart sank. He had already anticipated this difficulty, yet he had no solution for it. If he truly could not acquire enough auric essence in the heavenly south, he might have no choice but to travel to the rumored Jin Empire or perhaps even other great continents. The Jin Empire was said to be 10 times larger than the heavenly south. Perhaps there he might finally obtain what he needed. Moreover, he still possessed the bone case from the Umbra realm that contained the refinement method for the spirit subjugation talisman. Should he return to the Jin Empire, he would naturally want to return it to the Heavenly Talisman sect. A wave of gloom washed over Han Li. Seeing his hesitation, Lu Luo tried to console him. "Junior Marshal Brother Han, perhaps we should consider changing the condition. Auric essence truly isn't something that can be easily sought." Han Li frowned unconsciously. After pondering for a moment, he shook his head. "No matter what, auric essence is extremely important to me. Even if the chances are slim, I still wish for the Alliance to agree to this condition." His expression was resolute. Seeing that Han Li had made up his mind, Long Han finally nodded. "Very well. Since fellow Taoist Han has decided, I will order the Alliance's disciples to spare no effort in this matter. However, you must be prepared if we fail to find even a single piece. You must not regret this decision. Even for a superpower like the Heavenly Tao Alliance, the most they could do was mobilize their lower-ranking disciples and remain vigilant for any news." Since this request did not significantly burden them, Old Man Kuang and the others raised no objections. Still, they felt that this alone was insufficient compensation. As such, they promptly produced a storage pouch containing over 100 mid-grade spirit stones. Han Li accepted it with a smile. With the matter settled, the atmosphere in the hall became noticeably more relaxed. The Heavenly Tao Alliance cultivators chatted for a while longer. Eventually, they began asking detailed questions about the battle at the Yellow Dragon Mountains, particularly regarding the black-robed spell warrior and the Mulan divine sage. Having no intention of concealing the truth, Han Li answered their questions straightforwardly, though he naturally glossed over the specifics of his techniques and treasures. Long Han and the others did not press the issue. They were, however, visibly surprised to learn that the black-robed spell warriors were neither heretical demon cultivators nor ghost cultivators. Long Han, in particular, seemed taken aback that they were merely Devil Dao cultivators. After half a day passed, Han Li and Lu Luo finally took their leave. Not long after departing, a voice transmission talisman suddenly flew into Lu Luo's hand. Lu Luo gave Han Li an apologetic smile. "I have urgent matters to attend to and cannot continue accompanying you. Junior Marshal Brother Han may take a stroll through the city." Let us speak properly when night falls. Han Li smiled warmly. Senior Marshal Brother Lu, please don't trouble yourself on my account. I was hoping to look around the city on my own as well. Relieved, Lu Luo returned the salute and hastily departed in a streak of light. Whatever matter had arisen was clearly of importance. Watching Lu Luo leave, Han Li shook his head. After a moment's thought, however, he smiled faintly and turned toward the city's central district. But after taking only a few steps, he suddenly stopped and turned around. Standing at the entrance of a nearby alley was Mountain Lord Song. She bit her lip lightly, her expression hesitant. Han Li blinked, then casually waved at her. After another moment of hesitation, she approached with graceful steps. This junior pays her respects to Marshal Uncle Han, she said respectfully. How long have you been waiting here? Han Li asked calmly, his hands clasped behind his back. Lowering her head, she replied softly, about an hour. Han Li glanced around and said evenly, It seems you have something to say to me. This is not a suitable place. Follow me. Without waiting for her response, he turned and walked away. The woman hesitated briefly before following closely behind. Once they reached a secluded location, Han Li turned and asked, What is it you wish to say? The woman remained silent for a moment. Then she took out a jade slip from her robes and offered it to Han Li. Someone asked this martial niece to deliver a letter to Marshal Uncle. She wishes to meet you. A letter? Han Li looked surprised. He swept his spiritual sense over the jade slip, but did not immediately read it. Instead, he looked at her and asked, Who gave this to you? You must know. Now empty-handed, she steadied herself and replied, A good friend of mine. She said she knows you and wished to pass something to you. She knows me. Han Li narrowed his eyes. After pondering briefly, he pressed the jade slip to his forehead and read it. Moments later, his expression turned peculiar. Where is she? Take me to her. The woman blinked in surprise. Marshal Uncle truly recognizes my friend. Han Li replied casually, Yes. There is some past acquaintance between us. I did not expect that Marshal Niece Song would know her. Her spirits lifted and she smiled sweetly. I only met her within the last 2 years. I originally thought it was a joke when she said she knew you. I didn't expect it to be true. I arranged a secluded place for her outside the city. I'll take you there. Soon after, the two left Sky First City together. The woman took flight, leading Han Li southward. After traveling several dozen kilometers, they arrived at a small, uninhabited valley. The valley entrance was shrouded in pure white mist, concealing its interior. The woman surnamed Song silently raised her hand and activated a command talisman. A streak of red light shot into the mist, causing it to roll aside and reveal a narrow green path. She stepped respectfully to the side. Marshal Uncle, please go ahead. With Han Li's current spiritual sense, everything within the valley was already clearly visible to him. A faint smile appeared on his face as he stepped onto the path. The valley itself was not large, only about 300 meters across. Apart from a few small buildings at its center, it appeared to be merely a temporary residence. The area around the buildings was meticulously clean, not a single weed in sight. However, the disturbance caused by the formation's opening alerted someone inside. In a blur, a stunning woman dressed in yellow robes emerged from one of the buildings, her figure graceful and striking. That's all for today's content. See you in the next part. Support me by becoming a member. It will give me more motivation. Thank you so much.